I am legitimately excited about this pairing of people because they're so different and because both of them are so strange. But Oddball is a new show. What, Amin? You're not strange?
I'm not strange.
All right, put it on the poll, Juju. Is Amin strange at Le Batard Show? Yeah, Jeremy, Tony, yes.
Totally normal guy.
Thank you.
Amin,
What?
you're not a bit strange?
A bit? What's that supposed to mean?
In a good way. I like strange. I don't know why strange has to be a negative connotation.
I'm not strange. I'm not 8 feet tall either, right? Like, that's not a negative connotation, being tall, but, like, I'm not. I'm a regular-sized person.
Big sell for the show Oddball.
I didn't pick the name. I hate the name. I've made that abundantly clear to everybody who works here that I don't like the name. And let me take it a step further. We got a bunch of segments and bits that we do. I don't like the names of the segments or bits either. Many of them don't make sense. The show is strange, but it ain't because of me. I'm the only normal thing about the show. So we have a weirdo producer, Kugler.
So Charlotte is the weird one?
Everyone.
No, but wait a
Kugler's
minute.
the producer.
But the name of the show. Look, Charlotte, come on here because I didn't know. This is the first I'm learning of this intertension where Amin is starting on a show and doesn't even like the name of it, as if he wasn't involved. We've got a new project with Amin. But look, man, the people who've been listening to this know Amin's story. Left ESPN because he said, I ride with Meadowlark Media. He's an idiot. And now he's got a big show, and it's daily, and he's with Charlotte Wilder, and it's called Oddball, and he didn't want it named Oddball. So, Charlotte, let's start there. What's going on with Amin? Because this is on YouTube. It's on the DraftKings network. It's different, okay? Amin's not going to do it the same way everyone else is doing it, and Charlotte is strange, but I think she's more comfortable being strange.
But, yeah, I mean, you know how people would write in your yearbook, like, LYLA, like, love you like a sister, never change. And I'm like, yeah, I've tried. Like, you think I haven't tried? Obviously I've tried. Like, I'm just like this. I think I'm strange. I think that, I think Oddball is strange. I think it is clear. Amin told me before we started the show that he didn't like the name. And I was like, I don't hate the name. So that's the intertension, Dan. It's that I like the name and Amin doesn't.
I'm not doing a bit. I want to be clear here. I do not like the name of the show.
You made that clear already.
Okay.
You were overruled on your show. Your first act as leader of this show is to get overruled on what it's called.
They sold me a bill of goods.
Whenever I signed someone's yearbook, I was a big KIT guy. Keep
Hags.
in touch.
No, it's Hags. Have a great summer.
No. KIT. And I put my phone number.
That's why we called the first episode Hags? See, like they give the episode title, so they don't clear anything. They don't ask.
How old are you?
Old enough where we don't write Hags in our yearbooks. Old enough to have yearbooks. Did you even have a yearbook, or was it all digital?
Old and strange.
I'm not strange.
Put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Are yearbooks in real trouble? Because they must be digital. They must have been digital. The yearbook is dead, is it not? The yearbook, there can't be still.
Nah, they're booming.
What?
Had their best year yet.
I'm on it.
Yearbooks.com? Is that where you're going?
Charlotte, tell me again. I will tell the audience and I will tell you guys. The audience is so strong about supporting the people who support us, and Amin and Charlotte are clearly supporters of all things Meadowlark Media. Obviously. They have thrown their careers to the wind. Oddball is what they're banking on. Amin doesn't like the names. They don't really know each other yet. We just forced these two together. You guys are not yet friends, are you? You've known each other for how long? Chemistry takes time.
A month, maybe. Not even that, right? Like, I think the first time we spoke was 2 days before she signed her deal officially here. And full disclosure, Charlotte, they told me, hey, you're going to do this show with Charlotte Wilder. Like, this is how it was built.
You didn't choose your co-host?
Dan, I'm pulling back the curtain on everything.
Are you me?
I'm pulling back the curtain on everything, right? This is exactly how it
went
went down.
Are you shitting me? We're starting this project, and you didn't want the name, and you didn't choose the co-host. You didn't choose somebody you knew who you wanted to work with.
Dan, they said what they said to me. I mean, we're going to give you your own show. You've been doing such a great job. We're going to give you your own show. It's going to be a daily show. I said, great. Awesome. Can't wait. And then they said, well, it's going to be 4 days a week. And I said, okay, like, that's not quite daily, but I'll take it. And then they said, hey, by the way, this is your co-host. Not like, hey, what do you think of these people? Hey, do you have any names in mind? It's like, what do you think? It was just like, here's your co-host. Her name's Charlotte Wilder. I said, oh, what? Does she work for us? Well, not yet. I'm like, Okay.
Wow. Hello, Charlotte. Are you learning all of this for the first time? This is unbelievable as I'm hearing it. I'm supposed to be the leader of this, and it sounds like we've started off really awful.
I mean, I no, you're not learning about it because they were like, if you want to work, you're gonna do a show with Amin, and I was like, all right, well, we don't know each other, and then we talked to each other, and we were both like, we don't know each other, but I don't know. I think it's going okay.
I'm a professional. I make it work.
I'm a professional.
I'm a professional. You know, like sometimes you get stuff dumped in your lap and you gotta make the best out of it.
God damn.
What
All
are you
right,
talking
well,
about?
Now having
I am right here.
What are you
I am right
talking
here.
about?
I am
Charlotte's a person.
Stuff dumped
I'm
in your lap.
holding everyone's hand as I walk you through the journey that led me to this place, right? So
Dumped in your lap.
when when someone says you're going to have to do this, then you just do it.
Listen, this is what's happening here. You are a very, very talented insider, and Charlotte Wilder is funnier than you are.
Nobody covered that sphere like Charlotte. in
Don't do
Vegas.
that to me, Dan. Don't do that to me.
Look, first of all, no one wanted to go to the Sphere. Let's be honest. We set
I did.
Charlotte out on a wild goose
She
chase.
wanted to go to the Sphere. She's curious. Look, you're a cynic and an old man now. You don't want to accept this because you're front office insider street credibility guy. Like, you need to get younger. Like, your shit needs to get younger.
How dare you, sir? As I was saying, but
that's why it was forced on you, because it's the correct call.
it's not. The correct call is to just ask me every once in a while, hey, what do you think of this? So
Did they not ask you?
They didn't, but guess what, Charlotte? You've done an amazing job. We got to work together a lot in Vegas. You did an incredible job out there. You did the stuff that I don't want to do, like talking to people out and about. You went to the Sphere. You offered great counter punches to some of my quirkier questions in the interviews. I think Charlotte's been doing a great job. But I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, yo, they asked me, and I was like, get me Charlotte Wilder. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Oddball is such a cool name. Every time I tell people, they furrow their brow and look at me, the NBA people.
Serious basketball people.
I mean, you guys,
serious basketball people. Oh, Amin's going the wacky route again. Amin doesn't want to be Perk anymore. Sitting up there being with the NBA TV, sanctioned TV. Amin wants to do... Look, man, Amin is a foremost basketball insider. He knows his a lot better than almost everybody does. But I don't know that he's earned the right to have the freedom to choose all of his freedoms when it comes to how he does a show.
Look, when you're old and strange, you need a young, zany co-host that can help you here. And what's been happening here, saying Charlotte was dumped in your lap, this is a miscarriage of justice. Guys, hashtag justice for Charlotte. Let's get it trending.
Yes.
Shut your
I'll support
mouth.
that.
Shut your mouth.
That's all you got for me?
Thank you. I mean,
Yes.
thank you for saying I'm doing a good job. That is
You're
very,
doing a great
that is
job.
very, I'm gonna
I've coached
focus
you
on
up.
thank you so
I've
much.
coached
Oh,
you
come
up,
on,
and
come
I
on.
brought
You
you up to
coached-
speed.
Hashtag
coached
justice
her
for
up.
Charlotte.
I brought her up to speed, and
All right.
now she's
All right.
an NBA person now.
Charlotte,
Charlotte?
how bad?
Yes.
Charlotte, how bad has this been? Has he been hard to work with over the course of what's happened here with Oddball because you don't have his basketball credentials and he's a snob about these things?
No, I think it's been, I'm not blowing smoke. I think it's been great. And Amin has been very kind and introduced me to a lot of people, and he is a professional.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to think that I'm a professional.
You are?
And I like to think that we're figuring out. Look, all of our audio got lost one of the days
Oh my
in
God.
Vegas. And both of us, I will say, and everybody, we were both just like, okay, all right, well, what do we have to record? And so it's a good test of like, how do people respond when everything goes wrong? Because everything's always going wrong.
You know what, Charlotte? Thank you for reminding me. I had literally erased that. The shock and the pain. We interviewed Mitch Richmond, and he gave us the interview of a lifetime.
Oh, wait a minute. I am heartbroken.
Stories,
Wait a minute. I am
jokes.
so heartbroken right now.
Dan.
Whose fault is this? Whose fault is
As
this?
much as I'd love to blame someone who works here right now,
It's not.
It wasn't us. It was the on-site people who they had something not turned on, and so this incredible interview with Mitch Richmond, and man, Charlotte, we asked him what book Phil Jackson gave him, right? Because Phil Jackson is famous for giving books to his players to help them understand their role. And Charlotte, what was his answer?
He said The Bench. And I was like, oh, who wrote that? And then it's like, oh no, he just meant he didn't play.
It was the greatest interview ever. We get up. He had his sunglasses on. He had his chains on. He looked every bit NBA Hall of Fame superstar. And I said, Mitch, thanks a lot, man. He's like, all right, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. I got to run to the airport now. And I'm like, guys, wow, this is going to be the interview because he's saying things. He's telling stories about Shaq and Kobe. He's telling stories about Michael Jordan. And we're like, this is the one that's going to blow Oddball up. You know how these podcasts, Tony, you know the deal. All of these podcasts that go viral.
Just take one interview.
It takes one interview, and that was our one. It was Mitch Richmond. And so we've already moved on, Charlotte, to the other set.
No. I mean, the worst part is he was the only person the whole week who was like, send me that interview when it airs.
Even he knew it was amazing. Even he knew it was magic because he was like, send me the link. Let me know. Like, I'll promote it. I'll pump it up. I want it for my own stuff. And we're like, well, you got it, Mitch. Have a safe flight. And so we walked to the other set to do our next bit. And as we're just kind of going over our notes or whatever, the guy comes up and says, guys, I've got some bad news. And I'm like, what is it? Like, are we losing the stage for a couple of hours? Someone else, some bigwigs coming in? And instead, he says, I don't think we got any of the audio of that interview.
No, not even that interview, the whole day. Like, we had recorded a whole day of stuff.
Okay, both of you right now have brought employee grievances in front of me that right now make me want to sob on the floor. We're going to keep you right here because I'm going to ask the audience to simply give you the bump that you should have gotten from these interviews, because our incompetence cannot be what stands in the way of Oddball soaring to new heights. These two weirdos are going to give you a good basketball show where Mitch Richmond casually walks by, gives you all the good stories, and they're so valuable that Meadowlark doesn't know how to protect them, and nobody ever hears them. Oddball is going to try to be credible and good in a crowded podcast market, and we, through sheer incompetence, are not going to let them. The whole show is going to play defense. It's going to try to play defense from the company, and it will lose. Oddball, YouTube, and the DraftKings Network. What? Can you help me, please? Why are you laughing before?
I'm not laughing.
Well, I'm doing a countdown.
I'm not laughing.
Amin.
Yo, you taking my angry face and trying to make content out of it?
I'm going to.
He was being a meanie last segment.
Look, I need somebody to help me with what are the out-of-control egos.
Yeah.
The out-of-control egos at this network, okay? Because it's already all gone to Amin's head. I was promised 5 shows, and now I only get 4. And he's out of control, and he's making it so that he's hard to work with and work for. But what I can't have you doing, you did it in the first hour today. You careened in from Oddball, and you stole the show from me, and then you yourself at the end of a segment. What I can't...
Literally?
Virtually, metaphorically.
Well,
Good, it wasn't just me.
let's check the chat.
He came in here.
Yep.
And he's aggressive. And what are you making faces? Like it's a bit unpleasant.
I'm not.
It's just his face.
First of all, this is just my face. Second of all, I don't understand where this is, where it's pile on Amin day. All I do is show up to work, do a good job, bring credibility to this organization, be a good teammate to my co-host, and go home and try and like go to sleep and come back another day and do it all over again. I fly cross country. I don't say no. I do 300 different shows. I make appearances everywhere. I'm out here spreading the Meadowlark name in a positive manner. And instead, all I get is, do some wacky stuff. Wear a Don King wig and go to the game and start talking about like only in America. Well, not only in America, strictly in the United States.
Whoa, be careful.
Hey, man, litigious.
Roy, what are you laughing at there?
The Don King wig. Yeah, content.
Go to Milwaukee and sit in a dunk tank while they got guys that played on Final Four teams shooting free throws. They hit me in the dunk tank and drop down. While Evan Cohen is setting up all sorts of things because Evan Cohen, apparently, friend of the show, but also radio magnate out here, is making things happen. All I do is get a proverbial pie in the face every single day here. And it's not a meringue pie. It's not a cream pie. It is a pie. It is a pie made out of
Shy.
Put it in the oven?
And then I got to hear Dan Le Batard tell me, unearned ego. Unearned ego, sir. You know what? I wish you came to Summer League. You say unearned ego? Charlotte, what's walking around Thomas and Mack with me like? Explain, paint a picture to this man.
It's sort of like this.
Okay.
Audio medium.
No, but she said before.
Sorry, the audio medium is that I have just learned how to do Zoom backgrounds and effects, so I just put sunglasses on myself to explain what it's like to walk around Thomas and Mack.
Charlotte, thank you. I would like Amin to get out of the way now because I wanted to talk about Draymond, and now all I want to talk about is what you've done with your Zoom background. What are you doing with your background there? What are those two photographs behind you?
Well, it's one photograph, Dan. Let me shrink down. If you can see.
You don't have to shrink. You got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay, cool. It's Draymond kicking Steven Adams in the balls. It's Draymond doing a basketball play on Steven Adams.
Thank you. Totally normal play. Find a new slant.
And so now the latest with Draymond. Please walk us through it because Draymond he got butt cracked like me. He's an old person who got fake tweeted and ended up getting in the news stream yesterday. What happened here? I don't know the details.
Yeah, so Draymond butt cracked, by the way? Is that what you just said?
Butt crack sports, Charlotte.
Oh, got it. Okay, I'm taking my sunglasses off for the people on the audio medium. So yeah, Draymond went on Pat Beverly's podcast and he talked about that's a whole different thing. Basically, he got by a fake account, NBA Centel, not Central. And
that one's happened to me. That one's happened to me. The Central and that they've tricked me that way too.
Did it really?
Yes.
Yeah, I was actually banned from quote tweeting any main account because I got so many times in like 2018. So I don't quote tweet any news anymore. But basically, Draymond quote tweeted a fake. I see everybody laughing at me.
Wait,
Everybody's
hold on,
laughing
Charlotte. Let's go back for a second. You were banned. You got in trouble at work for getting fooled by fake accounts because it happens. It's happened to me a lot in the last 18 months.
Well, it was more of just like advice from producers who were like, "Hey, you keep retweeting Adam Schefter. Why don't we cool it on the retweets here?"
Okay, simple enough, right? And you're like, yeah, okay, I won't read
best and the brightest.
Oddball, Metal Arc Media's latest daily show, except not on Friday.
Younger and smarter, Dan.
Not on Mondays. Not on Mondays. It's Tuesday through Friday because that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, so how do we do this better? How do we do
Let's just let her read the fake tweet.
Here's the fake tweet. The fake tweet is.
Are you queuing it up?
Guys,
right
I didn't
now?
have this pulled up. Does anyone have this pulled up?
It's on our screen right now.
I'm kidding. I have it right here. So NBA Central, the fake tweet, said Kevin Garnett calls out Draymond Green. Quote, Draymond Green punching JP is like a senior punching a freshman who's half his size and then walks around talking himself up as if he's like that. Come try me, Dre. This is not real. This is a fake quote, fake tweet. Draymond quote tweets this. Mind you, he hasn't tweeted since June, and he jumps in on this one. He says, I tried you when I was a rookie, KG, and you started talking to yourself like I wasn't talking to you. What's that like? The freshman picking on a senior citizen that's double his size at Kevin Garnett 5 kg. Kevin Garnett responds.
The real one.
And he says, that's a fake tweet. Quote, NBA Centel at Elon Musk. See, WTF is happening. 2 slanty laughy faces. Fix it.
Oh.
And then Draymond deletes the tweet.
But the problem is we got a very real story from Draymond of something that happened that we would have never known.
That's right.
Had it not been him reacting
because
to a fake
Draymond is reacting. Draymond heading into every fight also now wants to fight the internet, and he'll fight Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant. He'll fight anybody because now he's intoxicated by all of this. He just got rewarded for all of it, by the way. I mean, he's going to end his career, $100 million, 4 years, feeling good. He's going to go old in Golden State, and he's going to get rewarded for punching Jordan Poole in the face because He's kind of the championship. There's no disputing this, Amin. He's the championship voice for what that team is. We can hide it in Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, but in terms of arrogance and what that franchise has been for 10 years, he's intoxicated by the sound of his own voice and that he keeps getting rewarded for every single fight he gets into.
Well, he gets rewarded for winning. That's what he does. He wins. He's a winner. But he also gets into fights. And so this is the more curious thing, because these are real quotes, right? I publicly said I didn't like Chris Paul before. I'm not going to just be like, that changed now that he's my teammate. No, I look forward to talking amongst men. Chris is a pro. I'm looking forward to going to work with a pro. And I realize the extreme irony in what I'm about to say. But Draymond, shut the hell up, man. I'm not denying what he's saying. I'm just saying you don't have to say that out loud. You can keep some things in-house until after you're done with this part of your career.
You just did this out loud.
I just said.
Steve Martin also?
The irony is not lost upon me. I just said it. Maybe if you weren't watching your TikToks.
There we go. See, I know.
And your Instagram reels and your threads.
I got this.
IG reels as well.
Jeremy, get out.
What?
Go to the penalty box, Jeremy.
And leave your phone behind. Leave your phone behind.
Charlotte, you were saying.
Well, I want to say something. Draymond has a thing that he keeps saying. So when he went on the podcast with Pat Beverly to talk about the Jordan Poole stuff, because apparently he just wants to keep bringing it up, he said that it didn't just happen. It was something that had been building. And he said, we know stuff you don't say amongst men. Okay, so that was his reason, that like you don't say some stuff amongst men, and that's why he punched his teammate in the face. And then Jordan Poole's dad tweeted at him in response to that and said that he ignored him in the arena or whatever. And Draymond said to Jordan Poole's dad, "Stop using those words. They usually don't go over well amongst men." And then, as Amin just said with the Chris Paul stuff, he said, "I'm an adult. Chris is an adult. We can talk amongst men." So I think it's very interesting that Draymond has stuck in his head the phrase amongst men, and he has said it 3 times in like a day and a half, and no one's talking about it.
I mean, are we not at the point here where the way this is playing out publicly, because you punch a teammate in the face, you're still the leader, you get your contract, teammate gets traded. I think it's reasonable and fair for Draymond Green to give some public ego to, I've been consistent and I don't like Chris Paul, and also remind Chris Paul, buddy, my team, Chris Paul, who I've never liked. You're the guy who punches everybody in the package. I'm the guy who kicks everybody in the package. There's only room for one of us.
Yeah, package protection is going to be at an all-time high when you play the Warriors. But the reality is this. Everyone says, oh, he punched Jordan Poole and got him traded. No. You know what got Jordan Poole traded? Playing like got him traded.
After Draymond punched him.
After Draymond punched him, but playing like got him traded. If Jordan Poole played up to the potential where they thought he was going to go, the trajectory they thought he was going to go, if he merely even like mirrored what he did the year before when they won a championship, he'd still be there. But the reality was he was spiraling for them. And meanwhile, Draymond, for all the antics, for all the shit talk and all that stuff, he brings it. He is still an elite defensive player. He is still the engine that makes that offense go in terms of telling people where to go and passing the ball and making Steph Curry the best version of himself. And that's why he gets paid the big bucks. Because for whatever he does, he remains productive on the court. If you're one of those people who say, but he averages 5 points, you need to sit this conversation out. This isn't for you.
What are you thumbs-upping about there, Charlotte? Oh, that
Chris
was
said
for
1 minute, and I said, cool.
Okay, that's
A little behind the scenes there, Dano.
Oddball.
Producing.
Oddball. The chemistry is amazing. They've got good producers. Sometimes,
Just like this show.
Sometimes the audio gets lost. Charlotte, it was nice seeing you again. You have the last 30 seconds. Is there anything from this story that we didn't get to because we were too busy being jackasses?
25 seconds.
Well, Amin and I are gonna pick it up on Oddball, so you guys can hear more there. But I wanna ask Amin how much he thinks that the punch had to do with Jordan spiraling, because it seems to me like it might have been a significant part of it, but maybe I'm speculating. And it's so nice to see you guys. I can't wait to be back.
Thanks. Yeah, I guess my answer is going to happen on Oddball because you just ate up all the time.